I really need someone to sing me a song while I do chores. Mary Poppins, Mary Poppins, Mary Poppins.
So
that's so dumb.
Yeah, that's a real dumb joke.
So I got a story to tell y'all. So for like maybe a month, I've been saying like, man, I need to get my hair cut because it's getting real long on the sides. And in quarantine times, what that means for me is my hair, the top of my head stays the same length, and Allison comes by with our hair trimmers and does the sides and the back. And I've been saying this for like a month. And finally, yesterday morning, she was like, "Oh, let's actually do that. We'll do that today." And I was like, "Oh yeah, that sounds great." And I forgot that yesterday was the first day that I had to do anything out of the house in weeks. I had to. There's the store where I work part time. I'm not going in for hours right now, but we have a big calendar in our kitchen where it's like all of the events that we're holding. And at the start of each month, I go in and I do that chalkboard. So I was like, I'm not going to be near anybody. It's going to be for like 2.5, 3 hours. I'm going to be masked up. Everything will be great. So in the morning, Allison goes to start clipping my hair. And I'm like, did the clippers sound funny to you? And she got halfway through one side and they died.
No. So you got a half shave.
Not even.
Like a quarter shave.
Yeah. So I had to just like, I was like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? So I had to just like text and be like, hey, I know I said I'm coming in at noon, but I'll probably be in closer to 2:30. Just like,
jeez.
Man.
Well, the thing is it wasn't scheduled. It's just like a thing I come in and do.
Right.
It wasn't like my manager was like, where the hell are you? We need you. Like, it's just a thing I show up and do. And so I was like, I'm not going to show up when I told you I was. I was just like, I guess I'm just going to do stuff around my house. Like,
so are your clippers like chargeable or battery powered?
They're charged. It's like
okay.
a wall outlet. I charged it in the morning when I was taking a shower. I was like, I'll give it that extra little bit of juice, and apparently that wasn't close to enough. So I had to like just put it around my house with a half shaved side of my head.
I'm sad that it didn't remain as such.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping that they would actually like die, and you would. Like, that's how I heard the story, and I was like, "What are you waiting around your house for Amazon to come in 2 days? Like, what are you?"
Yeah, I thought
did
it was
have
still going
that.
on now.
Interestingly enough, that did happen to me once when I was in grad school. My hair was really long. It was shaggy. It was hot, and I was just like, I'm just gonna buzz it. The guy one of my classmates lives upstairs. He has hair trimmers, and they were just like rusty and shitty, and they were ripping more hair out than they were cutting.
Oh, good old-fashioned cowboy cut.
And it was god-awful. I was like, yeah, it'll take like a half hour, but it was going so slow. An hour and a half in, I had half of my head done, and I had to go to class. So I just like put on a hoodie, put my hood up and pulled it down, and sat in the back of the room. And one of my friends walked over to me like at the break point in class and was just like, Tom, why are you being so emo today? I was like, look under my hood.
You got that cyberpunk cut.
Yeah.
It wasn't that good though.
That's I think that's a beautiful introduction to Tom's episode.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Never Games.
Vacation week 2.
Very, very special
recap
episode.
Of season 1.
Yeah.
Season of the Pigeon.
The Piage.
John.
John.
My name is Trevor. I am the CEO of Stickerbox Studios, and I didn't think of anything.
Good.
Trevor
right.
Kelly, classic underpreparer.
Yeah, it's not like it was going to be great. if I did. So
That was good.
Anyway.
You're fine.
It's like you
Ah,
basically
thanks.
just formed like an undone Mad Libs, and you're just looking for like any sort of okay, I need a preposition and I need an adjective.
I farted to the fart store.
Okay, Liz Lemon. My name is Tom O'Brien, and this is my week to talk about our first season.
Woo!
Hey,
My name is
Hope
Connor
you like the sound of my
Provost,
voice.
and I lost the first season. And that's
We
it.
all did, Connor.
I know.
Not
we
me.
all did.
We're not talking to you, Tom.
And I am become Null, destroyer of worlds.
No.
Woof.
And let's get it going.
Jump right on into
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
All right.
why not? Why not?
Tom,
So,
what you got
guys,
for us?
I like Trevor, and I'm immediately gonna break the format of this of my one multimedia minute and one game, and
Yes.
start us off with a mini game. Do you guys want me to do my multimedia minute first or my game?
No, do the mini game.
No, that is the mini game.
Oh, that is the mini game. I hate you.
It's real mini.
True or false?
I need to buy more Tom boxes. Oh God.
Do the media minute first.
Yeah, ask us what we all thought of all of your media minutes.
I'm gonna go back through
Throw
on
back.
my previous multimedia minutes and say if there's any like update that I have to my opinions on these things. Shocker. My opinions have not changed on most of them. But I want to give us a chance to talk about them again because we had some good discussions. So, TV shows that I talked about on my multimedia minutes this season included Schitt's Creek, which has finished airing, although I haven't seen the final season yet. I hear it's very good.
Oh, it's very good.
It is
Connor
good.
agrees.
Yeah.
We talked about Legend of Korra, the second Avatar show, which came out on Netflix while we were recording. High quality show. Super enjoyed it. And if you have any thoughts about Schitt's Creek or Korra that you'd like to,
I mean, Schitt's Creek is fantastic. It still remains one of my favorite shows on
Easily
on
one of the top
television.
5 on any sort of common streaming services.
Right.
Maybe even top 3.
I
Still haven't gotten around to it.
do think
Yeah,
I do think
alright.
that things got like buttoned up just a little bit too fast.
they're short seasons.
They are very short seasons, and
They have to do things quickly if they want to get it done.
right, but it becomes that issue where like it's not a terrible issue to have. It's just that you like get drawn in by these characters and these storylines so much that it's just like not quite enough. You know what I mean?
You want organic development rather than like
Right.
Yeah.
Which is
I also
I don't
feel like that's still a good thing, like as opposed to the alternative.
Yeah, it is a good thing at the end of the day, because you're still enjoying it, and like your issue is that like I want more of it. You know what I mean? But I do think they maybe could have stood to have like just a couple more episodes to just be able to stretch things out a little bit.
I read the other day that I don't know if this is true or if it was just somebody's like ramblings, but that Schitt's Creek's viewership on Netflix has like quadrupled since the first of the year when The Office moved over to Peacock exclusively.
That wouldn't surprise me.
People are just like, I can't watch The Office. Watch Schitt's Creek.
Right. I mean, I'm surprised that statistic didn't start with their like absolute fucking sweep of the Emmys.
Right? You would think that their numbers, maybe their numbers jumped then too, but like there are just so many people who are just binge watching The Office on loop, but they needed to do something else. So
Right.
Let's see. The other two shows that I've talked about was The Umbrella Academy, which I think most people liked. Trevor, did you ever go back and get a chance to watch that? No? Okay.
Yeah, I don't need to add anything.
And Kipo and the Age of the Wonder Beasts, which was a Netflix original animated show about a human in the future who leaves her underground burrow and goes to live up with the like mutated animals and stuff. Which has its third season has come out now. It is completed, and it really wrapped things up nicely. I think when I originally reviewed it, the second season had come out not too far previously, and I was getting hyped for the third season, and I have now watched the third season, and I highly recommend it as a completed narrative. It's got 3 seasons. I think that they're like 13 episode seasons, half-hour episodes. Like, it's definitely worth watching.
Cool.
Yeah.
For what I have in my video games column is Pathfinder Kingmaker, which is an RPG video game that is based on the Pathfinder rule system. It's like a D&D style rule system, slightly different. Has recently come out on PS4 and probably PS5 and Xbox One, but apparently it is completely unplayable on console. Like, when they ported it over, there's just a ton of glitches that they haven't finished fixing, even though it's been out for like a month and a half, which is super disappointing. I haven't finished it because of the amount of bending over backwards that I have to do to play it. And since then, I've gotten a PS4, so I've started playing other games. Yeah, so that's the couple of things that I thought we'd touch base on. That's been a little while since I talked about on my Multimedia Minute. Like, I had one like 2 weeks ago. I don't think we need to talk about that one again. But the two things that I did want to talk about new for this, one is kind of treading on Connor, because for my birthday / Christmas, I did get the PS4. I've been playing a lot of Spider-Man. I appreciate that this is the third thing of mine in the Multimedia Minute that Connor has applauded quietly. So, yeah, this Spider-Man game is damn good. Just the more I play it, the more I'm like, yeah, this is the Tetrarch Spider-Man 2 game for PS2 and the Batman Arkham games smashed together.
Right. Now you're talking about the original Spider-Man or Miles Morales?
The original Spider-Man.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's fantastic. I think I said when I was talking about Miles Morales a few weeks ago that, like, I still to this day will go back and play the original one just to, like, swing around New York, just because it's the movement is just so satisfying.
It's great.
Yeah.
I'm really intrigued I haven't finished it, but Miles is a major character in this first one, and I'm curious as to see where his story goes, knowing that he gets his own game. It's like the next in the installment.
You're gonna have a lot of fun. There's a lot of really cool shit ahead of you.
One of the things that I absolutely love in this game is that you don't spend the entire game playing Spider-Man. Periodically, you'll have to play as either Miles or Mary Jane to do like stealth missions, where it'll be like, oh, I can't fight literally any of these people, but I have to like find the clues, sneak around, like get the information or the supplies or whatever that I need.
Yeah.
In that case, is it like a choose your own path sort of thing? Like, you can either choose stealth or just going in guns a-blazing, or is it pretty much
it's
the way the story is designed is that, like, there's like usually it's like Spider-Man and Mary Jane are having a conversation. Spider-Man will be like, "Where are you?" And then it'll like cut over to you playing as Mary Jane, like, and it's like their way of getting around, like, having puzzles and incorporated into the story.
Right. There is some puzzle stuff, but yeah, and it's one of those games, like, it's portions where it's like, if anyone sees you, it's game over.
Right.
You can't dodge the bullets, you can't run away. It's just you get a cutscene where like some thug like pulls out a gun and you're like, no.
Right.
But yeah, it's like one of the things I really loved about the Batman Arkham games was that those were the games where you could choose to go stealth or just run in and beat people up, and that is 100% something you can do in, like, for most of this Spider-Man game too, where you'll just like come into a thing where it's like 5 waves of 25 people, and you're just like, oh, I'm just gonna go through the entire first wave of like sneak around, knock them out, nobody knows I'm here until the second wave shows up, and then I'm gonna just like go nuts and kick ass. So you get to experience both playstyles, And it's not just a beat 'em up too, which is the thing that I appreciate, because there are these puzzle elements.
Yeah.
Either through the Mary Jane or Miles parts, or like just puzzle quests that are throughout the city. So, really great game. I'm enjoying it. There's a lot of really great. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of good Easter eggs because it's a superhero game. So there's a lot of things for them to reference, and people go nuts for that shit. So,
like me.
Yeah, and me too. So yeah, I think I said this a week or two ago. Like, hot new take: Spider-Man game is good.
Right.
For those of you who hadn't heard of it, check it out. So the other thing I wanted to touch on for my Multimedia Minute that is new is this show, Hilda. It's also an animated Netflix original. The first season came out in September of 2018 and is just fucking amazing. And I've been waiting for the second season to drop, and it only dropped like right before New Year's or right after, I don't remember which. So there's this cartoonist who did this series of graphic novels about this character Hilda, and they adapted it into an animated show. But it's about this like 10-year-old girl who's like completely fearless, who lives in the woods with her mom. And the woods are just infested with trolls and other magical creatures, and she's used to just like knowing how to avoid them, knowing how to like deal with them. And fairly early in season 1, her mom's just like, all right, well, we have to move to the city now. And she's just like, how do I deal with being in a city? And then the rest of the show is her like still living that same life of like finding magical creatures and monsters and problems, and her friends like diving in to solve these like situations that seem like they should be well above the heads of like these like calm, cool, and collected 10-year-olds. I mean, it's very much a Monster of the Week show, so it's not unique in that format. But the way the stories are told is phenomenal. The character development is great. It's just like a standout hit, I think, in terms of good, like, kids-friendly Monster of the Week storytelling. It's very Scandinavian, even though the creator is from England. It's super Scandinavian, and a lot of the like monsters they encounter are either the Scandinavian equivalent of like a lot of monsters that we would like normally think of, or are like there's straight up no equivalent. It's just a monster that you've never heard of.
Oh, that's cool. Like a bunch of like deer skulls and everything. That's
yeah,
what I'm assuming a lot of it is.
But like old traditional like Scandinavian.
Yeah, a bunch of nature and deer skulls.
So like at one point she meets what what you would like, you'd call it a dragon. Like it's a giant lizard that breathes fire. But it's not a dragon. It's a lindworm, which is a Scandinavian like dragon style monster with distinct differences. And this creature obeys all of the rules of lindworms, not dragons. So no treasure hoard, doesn't have wings, like doesn't kidnap people or anything like that. It's just like dragon is the closest thing that like a child might understand, like the similarity. There's like on several occasions she deals with I forget what they were calling them in the show, but I had to Google and like what it was to be like, oh, what's the equivalent? And it's like, oh, this is the plural for Draugr, like in Skyrim. That were it was ghosts of sailors lost at sea. That they like which like they make distinctly different from the ghosts of land that they encounter. It's super interesting. There's a lot of things that I'm like, oh, I remember that in Skyrim or from playing a bunch of D&D, but is not like straightforward fantasy that you would expect. It's not like it's a goblin, it's an orc, it's a dragon. It's really cool. There's a lot of just like great modern twists, I feel like, on some of the tropes.
This sounds awesome. How can I watch it?
It is all on Netflix.
Oh, cool.
There's 2 seasons right now. There's 13 episodes in each season. And it's a pretty standard half hour. show. I would say it's very bingeable, and it's surprisingly well interconnected. Where like there'll be like a character or creature that'll show up early in season 1 that'll make a reappearance in season 2, and it's just like, yeah, that's a part of our world. We don't have to, we're not going to re-explain it. It's just like a thing we have.
This reminds me a lot of Gravity Falls, just by looking at some thumbnails. Is that too far off base?
I would say it definitely has a similar feel to Gravity Falls in the fact that it is children exploring like mysterious supernatural things.
The art style looks very similar.
Art style, I guess I was sort of asking about just general feel and sort of lobbing in those occasional adults-only sort of jokes, I guess.
I wouldn't say that there are... So there's definitely... I mean, I watch it and I enjoy it. There are, like, aspects of it that are appealing to adults. It's not, a Teletubbies, Power Rangers or anything like that, where you're like, I can understand why a child would get this, but I'm not entertained. But there isn't a lot of, like, things for, like, parents to, like, nudge each other and be like, did you get that joke?
Oh, okay.
Like, a lot of it is, like, straight jokes.
Still looks cool nonetheless.
It's a good show.
Cool.
Now, does anyone want to argue about hockey players during the rest of my... No? Okay.
For the love of God.
I would.
Well, I revoke that option. I was just asking if you'd like to.
Yeah, not that we're going to, just like if you want to.
Yeah.
I would like to.
So
just want to get that out there. I would like to.
Preference noted. Yeah, so I feel like I don't have a whole lot extra to say here, but...
Well, that's good. I mean, that was, I feel like that was a pretty thorough Multimedia Minute.
Yeah, that was solid.
Some recap, some new stuff.
Yeah, so...
pull us into the next year.
Seriously, if you should check out Hilda.
Cool.
It's a great show.
Well, thank you much, Tom.
Yeah. And now I guess, do you want to play a game? Oh god, that's gonna be terrible to listen to.
Yeah, I can play a game.
Yeah. So this is a game that I didn't run this game, but I think it was my favorite game of the season, and I wanted to give it some love and a chance to be back on air. So
I was gonna, but you seemed excited about it, so I let you do it.
Oh, okay. Well, because I had another one prepared that I was like, I'll do a different one. But okay.
Connor gets a chance to play now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that. There you go. That's the aspect. You get to play. Defend yourself, sir.
Defend yourself, sir.
Oh no!
I'm just glad none of us have to face Tom in this.
He didn't even win this one.
Did he not?
That's right. This is the one that Noel won.
Noel won this game.
I won? Oh,
it was your first win. It was way back.
What episode was it? Like 15?
Episode 5.
Okay.
It was episode 5, Fingerless Gloves but Socks. Which
so stupid.
Which aired on September 14th.
Holy shit.
It's like a whole different universe way back then.
So old.
Right?
Yeah.
Think back to that, like.
Good God.
Or don't. Like, it might be better for your mental health to not think back about September.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It's a new year. But
right.
Tom, you have a clip.
Yes, I do.
Darth Voodoo and those storm runners. My laser sword.
All right, so round 2 is going to be the best starter Pokemon. We're going to go Noel, then Trevor, then Tom. So, Noel, which one would you like to choose, A, B, or C?
Oh, fuck, that's right. You can't choose your own.
Unlike in Pokemon.
Yeah. And this is Gen 1. This is just going to be Gen 1.
Okay. I choose C, the grass type.
Nope, you got Squirtle. Trevor?
I'll go A.
That's Bulbasaur, which leaves Charmander for Tom.
Trevor, you want to switch again? Or for
you
the
didn't
first
switch
time?
last time.
Yeah.
I'll switch this time.
No, you're not allowed to switch! What is this switch business?
Okay, let's do this, I guess.
All right, so we're gonna go in that order then. So it's gonna be Noel and Trevor, then Tom.
Awesome.
Noel, whenever you are ready. Defend yourself, sir. Why Squirtle?
Why Squirtle? So,
Good point.
all right, Squirtle. He is the master of water. Well, not yet. He will be the master of water in 32 levels. Squirtle, he gets to his final evolution 4 levels earlier than any of the other starter Pokemon. He is good for the first gym, which you kind of need because you don't really have that big of an opportunity to catch any of wild Pokemon of value. And that was back in the day where you had to train each individual Pokemon to get experience points, so that could take weeks, if not months and years. The second gym is also a water gym, so you're pretty evenly matched with that, which is a lot better than going in there with a fire starter, because you're gonna get fucked, and then you need that outside source of Pokemon. So you gotta pick the little water turtle, and you'll be good for the first 2, maybe even 3. But electric, yeah, you'll be good for the first 3 gyms.
Squirtle's super bad against electricity.
Never mind, first 2
Yeah,
gyms.
yeah. Squirtle's not great against electricity.
I was trying to figure out which way it went. I knew it was either really good or really bad.
The argument for the first 2 gyms is solid, as well as the earlier evolution. I'm surprised you didn't talk more about how powerful Blastoise and Wartortle are, but
I never picked Squirtle as my starter, so I don't really know.
That's it's good. It's good. Good points there, Noel. Trevor, what you got for Bulbasaur?
You know.
8 people laughing at once.
I mean, first off, probably the most adorable Pokemon. Just Google Bulbasaur right now and look at the fucking smile on the face of this goddamn adorable plant monster. And behind those adorable eyes, those adorable, terrifying, bright red eyes, are the power to destroy you. Bulbasaur is an easy choice when you're trying to pick your Pokemon because, first off, Bulbasaur is a grass type?
Yeah.
Grass type.
That is correct.
I don't know Pokemon. Which is, as you remember, when you're starting out in these games, you're doing a lot of wandering through the grass. You're going to need a companion with you who knows his way around.
The grass.
You're thinking very meta here.
In those early levels, you're not always just trying to kill these Pokemon. You don't want to be a Charizard who's just going to wipe them out. You want to be able to weaken them down enough that you can catch them and build up your Pokedex. And that's why Bulbasaur, clear first choice.
That was hilarious.
That was hilarious.
No, I know what I'm talking about.
Not altogether terrible, to be completely honest.
I love how
number 1 point, adorable.
Number 1 point, adorable. Yeah.
Because you're walking through tall grass, you need something that
you need
a partner that looks
grass.
like grass, so you can lose it easily.
Trevor, I don't know how this is gonna go for you, bud. I'm gonna be completely honest.
Tom's about to talk for the next 45 minutes. So.
Which is too bad because Bulbasaur is fucking awesome. But anyway, what you got for Charmander, bud? What are you thinking?
Let's talk Charmander.
So, oh God.
You
What's
sit
the
down.
time
You're
limit
like...
on these? I feel like we should announce that before we let Tom. Yeah.
Tom, you got 1 minute. I'm gonna start a stopwatch.
I don't think I'm gonna take the whole thing, but You start off and you're like, you know what's badass? Shooting fire out of your mouth. You know what's badass? Turning into a dragon when you're all grown up. Sure, you've got some trouble against rock and water at the beginning, but that's what the other 5 Pokemon are for. You know what you get a lot of in the lead up to at the water gym? Lots of grass Pokemon. And I also want to point out that Charizard is the only fully evolved starter that can learn Strength and Fly, 2 of the better endgame HMs. Not to mention, fire Pokemon are the least common of those 3 elemental types. So there's lots of opportunities to get grass, and there's lots of opportunities to get water, and there's only a handful of fire Pokemon. And the other ones, there are some that are badass, but the other ones are kind of like, okay. Ponyta, like, you don't want to be relying on that for your fire.
I love Ponyta.
Ponyta's great, but
Rapidash is dope, dude.
And there's a whole island where you can find fire Pokemon.
Yeah, but you can't get to it until like later on in the game.
Yeah.
But they're stronger. But they're stronger then. It's not like the level 2 grass Pokemon at the beginning.
But you've leveled up that level 2 grass Pokemon the whole time, and
but why?
You don't have any fire options except for in one space.
It's just a caterpillar.
You want to make sure, and you want to make sure you don't do too good of a job of leveling it up, because then once that shit's a Metapod, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Metapod is the hardest 3 levels to grind through, but once you're there, Confusion, that's what wins you that battle against Brock.
Yeah, it will come as no surprise to anybody that Tom won this round. Which I was
actually I love how Trevor's argument started off from saying, hey, so if you look on Google, because I know that he had to look on Google to see what Bulbasaur was.
Oh, yeah. No, I knew what Bulbasaur was. I didn't know anything about Bulbasaur, so I brought up the wiki page.
So here's another
it helped
thing that
a lot.
Wait, you mean the Bulbapedia page?
Sure.
correct.
So here's the thing I want to point out, having listened to this game earlier today. That is a rule that I am instating, and I believe was instated last time. No research is allowed. A rule made by Trevor.
Yeah.
All right, so I've got 5 rounds of this. It is starter Pokemon Gen 2 through 6.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Oh, thank God. I was about to leave.
Jesus Christ.
I probably would have left also.
I was about to start a second podcast.
2/3 of this podcast was thrilled, and 1/3 was depressed. No, so yeah, I've got 5 rounds of this. The way it's gonna work, I have a category. I have 3 examples of that category, and randomly assigned, each of you are going to be given one of the things in that category. So, and you'll have to defend it.
Okay.
Sound good? We all remember this?
I remember.
Let's do this.
All right.
I'm
so
bad at this game.
I'm going to go in order of my Zoom screen. The first category is most uncomfortable episode of The Office.
Oh, God.
Oh,
there's
I can think of one.
Well, so
2.
Connor, pick A, B, or C.
I have barely watched this show, to be completely honest, but I'm going to go with B.
All right, you get Scott's Tots.
The
episode.
I've never seen it. I don't know what it is.
The
Good
episode
luck.
where Michael realizes that the group of elementary school children that he promised to pay for all of their college is going to be graduating high school next week.
Oh.
But
What
he
do you-
gives everyone a replacement laptop battery instead.
All right, Trevor, do you want A or C?
I kind of want to guess what they are.
I'll take A.
Is
All
it
right.
the dinner party?
You get the dinner party.
God damn it. That's
Oh.
an episode I've actually seen.
Damn. I know what Noel's gonna get then.
Oh no, I don't want this one. Is it the
That means-
Benihana Christmas?
No, Noel,
Oh,
you're
thank
getting
God.
Andy's play, where
Oh,
Andy performs a rendition of Sweeney Todd as part of a local community
that's-
theater and
that's-
answers his phone while on stage to have a conversation with a girl he might want to date.
that's not the worst. There are a lot of other
That's
bad
what you're.
ones
That's
I've-
what you're arguing, though, bud.
Oh,
It's not worst. It's most awkward.
Not
right?
worst. Most.
Yeah.
Yeah, most awkward. Connor, you get to start.
Most awkward.
All right, so Scott's Tots. Let's see. So he promises a bunch of young kids, way back in the day, that he's going to pay for their college tuition. Is that correct?
Yep.
All right. So this is a man who has delusions of grandeur, who has always had delusions of grandeur, and thinks that he's going to be rolling in dough and going to be able to do all these things for kids because he loves children almost a little bit too much, honestly. Which is a whole other level of awkward. But what's crazy is that like these kids are now in high school and they're expecting that tuition to be paid for. Now, this is a man who previously denied buying his workplace a new printer and new chairs so that he could take home $600 as a bonus. The man doesn't have the money. Imagine telling a bunch of bright-eyed, bushy-tailed high school students who have all these dreams and aspirations of going to, Yale, Harvard, all these different colleges to further their education, further their career, and then you're telling them, no, I'm sorry, your parents are going to have to pay for it with their money that they earn in the soup kitchen or in the laundromat or the places that they work that don't pay enough for their college. Just imagine having that conversation, having to look those children in the eye and say, hey, you know what? I can't do that for you. You're just going to have to immediately go to work. And instead, here's a battery for a laptop that you probably don't have and can't afford to buy a replacement for anyway. And that's just, Michael Scott is not a very good person. Let's just get that out of the way.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's it. That's what I got for this episode I've never seen.
All right. Trevor, why do you think that the dinner party is the most uncomfortable episode of The Office?
This is too easy.
Way too easy.
I would like to start by just mentioning Scott's Tots. Sure, that episode was rough, but that came out of nowhere. There was no lead up to Scott's Tots. There was no like guessing about what was going on before you find out about Scott's Tots. That hits and runs. Sure, it's awkward, but it doesn't last. Michael Scott's relationship with Jan spans seasons. And, it's not great. You get a glimpse of what Jan's like on several occasions, but it is not until the dinner party that you actually see what Michael Scott's home life is like. It is so awkward. You find out that for this terrible, terrible girl that he is with, he gets a vasectomy, then gets it reversed, then gets another vasectomy, then gets it reversed, then gets another vasectomy, then gets it reversed. Snip, snap, snip, snap. In front of all of his employees, he has this conversation with this woman that none of them like, that he is madly, he's obsessed over for whatever reason. And it's a full episode of this. It's build up for seasons and then a full episode of you having to sit there for 22 minutes watching as their relationship, it's already been falling apart, but you actually get to watch the falling apart of the relationship as the characters who are also trying to leave. They want to get out and they will not let them leave the party. So not only is it awkward because you're seeing this, you're feeling the awkwardness of every other character who doesn't want to be there. You're feeling the awkwardness of, finding out way too much about Michael Scott. This is easily the most awkward episode of The Office because A, build up, B, multiple characters involved, C, it's a deep glimpse into the truly depressing life of Michael Scott.
But one of his biggest dreams comes true. He gets a flat screen TV that folds into the wall.
Yeah, and then it gets a fucking Dundee thrown at it.
Yeah,
the TV breaks.
I really like the element of the what Jim and Pam and the rest of the people are feeling. Like just like get me through this episode, please, God. Finally, Noel, why do you think that Andy's play is the most uncomfortable episode of The Office?
Well, look, so we all know what Michael Scott can do to, let's say, an episode. Single-handedly, yes, Scott's Tots, he kind of cut the dreams of, I don't know how many people, 50 kids of collegiate access. Maybe him and his... Were they ever married? Him and his Jan kind of ruined the night of Jim and Pam and Dwight's wet nurse, babysitter, and girlfriend. In that order. And pretty much those two he's kind of done single-handedly. There's something about the episode of The Tale of Sweeney Todd where, God, half the office kind of makes an ass out of themselves. And that's where it kind of gets magnified. First, you do have Andy Bernard as... What was he? He wasn't Sweeney Todd. He was just like a background. Oh, he was a sailor, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So, he's a sailor talking to Sweeney Todd, who's played by Daryl's plumber. Doesn't really matter here. And then they're doing their little dialogue, and then his phone rings. That Aaron, who is not dating him at the time yet.
No.
It rings a million times. He doesn't get it. He doesn't get it, and he doesn't get it. And Mr. Sweeney Todd plumber guy keeps thinking it's from the audience, but no, sure enough, it's just from Andy. So he puts that on silent, and he just gets back to work. But I gotta say, one of the most awkward things in it was, let's see, an episode's about 22 minutes, was basically what felt like about 27 minutes of audience work done from basically the rest of the office that was there watching, where I think simultaneously there was a wine bottle rolling down like 8 rows of seats, which seemed like it lasted forever. Then there's balloons popping, and then there was a baby crying, which turned out to be Peepa, Jim and Pam's kid. And then Aaron just happened to be in the back, that who was calling Andy at the time. But I do have to say, one of the most awkward parts of anything was when Michael Scott booed the Sweeney Todd plumber guy because he did not get the part of Sweeney Todd because he reenacted an entire episode of Law and Order as his audition. And not only that, in order to make Andy feel better at the end of the episode, because of all of his blunders, Daryl and the rest of the office sang Macy Gray's "I Want to Say Goodbye and I Choke." I'm pretty sure. And I mean,
you're remarkably familiar with this episode.
You can't top that. Scott's Tots dinner party had one, maybe 2 culprits of extreme awkwardness. This has got the whole office.
Some good points. Definitely some good points. I think that this episode, this round is going to go to Trevor, though.
I mean, that was a gimme.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
I, however, think that Andy's play is on par with Scott's Tots. Having done theater for several years, the idea of like someone's phone ringing in the middle of the performance and them answering it just like is like chewing on tinfoil to me.
Yeah.
For me, it was the wine bottle and the balloons. That was like,
yeah,
can't do it.
It hits me in a special bad place.
I thought you were going to talk about the Benihana Christmas where Dwight and Michael tried to get. I think they just met like these 2 women like 5 minutes ago at the company party. Brought them to like a weird Benihana, and then tried to flip.
They meet them at the Benihana and bring them to the Christmas party.
And then Michael really wanted like his date to like be his like long relationship girlfriend sort of thing, and that's an episode where I have to skip. Like I can't watch that episode.
You forgot to mention the worst part was that they had high school to go to in the morning, and that's why they had to leave.
You're right. I did forget that.
The other thing that's
Yeah.
the worst part is that the two women, they're both women are Asian. The two
Oh,
women
no.
they ask to
Yeah.
leave Benihana with them are not the two women who show up at the office with them.
And didn't Dwight had marked one of them with an X on a Sharpie so he
Yeah.
could figure out which
Yeah.
one was which?
So they
Good
ask
God.
these two women out, and then because they're racist,
Yeah.
grab two separate women at a Benihana and bring them
Jeez.
for high school students.
So yeah, so
It's-
that's why
Yeah.
that
Early
episode
Office
is
is problematic.
more awkward than any other episode.
All right, so that's the first round of Trevor. Round 2
Yeah.
is one that I think that you guys will maybe do a little bit better with. This one is best cure food for a hangover.
Just food.
Just food. Trevor, A, B, or C?
Let's go A again.
A is corned beef hash and eggs.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yes.
Noel, B or C?
See.
C is a bagel with lox.
Okay.
Rough.
Yeah.
And Connor, that gives you chicken noodle soup.
Oh no! These are horrible choices.
These are rough options.
This
I
was
think I
from
came out on top here again.
Yeah.
this is about the passion of the argument, you guys. Not
All right.
this was from a list of the most common cures for hangovers, and I was just like, huh, I've never heard of these, but maybe they will have.
All right, I got you.
All right, Trevor, you get to start us.
Starting off, oh boy. You know what, Connor, Noel, you can just pass because I think this is an easy answer. This is corned beef and hash and eggs. Corned beef and hash, you just open a can, pop it into a frying pan, heat that shit up, heat up the fried egg on the side, cut the egg, let the yolk drip over. It's got everything. It's got that powerful, greasy taste that you need after a night of drinking. It's got the protein you need. It's got a little bit of veggie thrown in there. It tastes delicious.
It's potato.
And there, yeah,
Well, okay.
Okay.
count it. It tastes delicious. It's hefty. It's cheap. It's fast. It is in your mouth before you even realize you're awake. Corned beef and hash with a little bit of egg.
I'm worried Fiona's just shoving food in your mouth when you're asleep.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
No, you know,
Terrifying
you wake
thing
up
to
in the
say.
morning hungover. You don't want to have to fucking butter a bagel. No, throw some shit in the microwave. Corned beef and hash. Heat up an egg. Throw it in the frying pan. Oh, the easiest meal to prep is the best meal to prep when you're hungover, and that is corned beef and hash.
All right. Clearly some experiential insight there.
Absolutely.
Noel, what do you think?
Yeah. Oh my god, this is tough. All right, bagels and lox, bagels and lox.
Before we
Just
start,
pass.
Noel, do you like lox?
Oh, I love bagels and lox. Yeah.
Okay.
What are lox?
It-
I don't even know what that is.
Slices of smoked salmon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh,
cured salmon.
gross.
it's real good.
It's so
Pass.
So, oh boy, what are some of the things that are some of the qualities that are hangover foods? You have, you have salty, you have creamy, you have fatty, you have a little bit of brininess going on with it. All that's there with bagels and lox. You got cream cheese, you got lox, you got capers, you got bagels, you got, for in my case, a shit ton of horseradish. That thing will just wipe off anything that you have going on. This is like a common breakfast staple for me. I would have this pretty often, more often than when I'd be drinking, but I don't really get hangovers anymore, so I'm kind of immune to that area. So it's all because of them bagels and lox. And honestly, it really works if you're having one of those weird nights partying when it was a work night. Throw it into a sandwich. Have your cure when you're on your commute. try and drink up a runny yolk and some can-shaped ham and potatoes, it's not going to look good on your suit when you get to the conference, is it? I got to go bagel and lox all the way.
All right, guys.
The aspect that I think you missed there, Noel, is that finding a quick restaurant that'll do bagels and lox is a lot easier than corned beef hash.
Oh yeah, I guess I was just thinking about making it at home, but that's a good point.
All right. That's an interesting point that you just brought up, that Tom, that Noel didn't bring up, that Trevor did bring up, is ease of access. And there's nothing on this list easier than chicken noodle soup. You open up a fucking can, you dump it in a saucepan, you heat it up, you eat it. That is the fastest thing of these three things for you to eat. But let's talk about what you need when you're hungover. Let's talk about a hangover first of all. What is a hangover like? It's like being sick in a way. What do you want when you're sick? You want comfort food. What is the number one comfort food in America? Chicken noodle soup. It comforts you to the bone. It is warm. It is easy. Like it's everything that's in chicken noodle soup is nice and soft, really easy to chew. But the broth is nice and warm and salty. And what you really need when you're hungover is a massive amount of salt, because you ingest that salt, it retains water, and then you hydrate yourself. What else is in chicken noodle soup? Carbs. You need that carb for energy. What else is in chicken noodle soup? Fucking chicken. Protein. What else is in chicken noodle soup? Vegetables. Vegetables. So you got your vitamins, your minerals, your carbs, your protein, your salt, literally everything that your body needs when you are hungover to reinvigorate yourself and get ready for the day. It's an easy choice.
All those things are in Lox Bagels too.
That's not true.
It sounded like you were just defining corned beef and hash.
Oh no, but here's the thing: is corned beef and hash is you got one vegetable. You've got potatoes. And what are you doing? You're frying it up. You're basically removing any nutritional value of those potatoes.
Yeah, Trevor, you have a tuber at best.
You know what you got in chicken noodle soup is you've got, like, depending on the chicken noodle soup that you buy, you've definitely got celery. A lot of times you've got carrots. You generally got onions or peas, corn, any of that good stuff.
Got vegetables.
You know what else you have? You know what else you have with
lox.
chicken noodle soup? Is you have 9 fucking cans of it, because that's how much you have to eat to be full. One goddamn can of corned beef and hash.
I don't know what bottomless pit stomach you have, but eat a can of chicken noodle soup and you should be good to go, bud.
That's absolutely not true. What do you want to do when you're hungover? You want to fill the fuck up so you can take a fucking nap. Corned beef and hash.
I like that.
I'm talking about something that'll fill you to the point where you'll be able to go about your day, not something that's going to fill you so that you go to a fucking coma. You want to get over your hangover and be able to function.
What fucking hangovers are you talking about? I thought we were taking this seriously. We're talking about
you
serious.
Literally just said that you're eating yours so that you take a nap.
We're talking about, I'm talking about
something that's going to bring you through the day, bud.
We're talking about seeing your extended family on Christmas hangovers, okay? You're going to wake up knocked on your ass.
Right.
You want corned beef and hash.
No, you reinvigorate yourself, and then you can actually have a day instead of just going into a nap coma and just losing that entire day.
Feeling like you can start again.
Or you can just skip the nap and just feel like you can start again right away.
Yeah, right. Like a single can of chicken noodle soup is going to get you going through your day.
You know what you don't want to do when you're hungover is fucking cook food, dude. You don't want to do that. You want to dump shit into a can.
That's not cooking food.
Connor, you're doing as much cooking as fucking Trevor. I'm slapping 2 things on some bread.
You got to toast that, and then you got to put it on all together.
It's all there. It's all there.
I'm literally opening up a can, dumping it into a saucepan, and turning the heat on. That is the easiest of these 3.
That's how you make eggs. That's how you make corned beef and hash.
You gotta prepare the corned beef and prepare the potatoes, bud.
Absolutely no. You open a fucking can.
Well, then you're eating shitty corned beef and hash.
Canned hash?
Yeah, that's gross.
Trevor loses.
Oh, are you hand making your chicken noodle soup?
No, what you do for hash, you take potatoes and you put them through a food processor.
Okay, or you can wake up hungover, open a fucking can.
I mean, I was talking about canned bagels. But yeah, I also love how Trevor came up with a great commodities catchphrase for corned beef hash or for chicken noodle soup. You eat 9 cans and you fall asleep. Chicken noodle soup. That's it.
I love the image of Trevor cracking a can of chicken noodle soup like it's a beer and just like...
That's honestly where I thought Connor was going with it, about ease of consumption.
Yeah.
You seriously can have one can of chicken noodle soup and be like, I'm good to go?
Yes.
Yeah. It's
The
soup.
fuck? There's like 12 calories in a can of chicken noodle
Should
soup.
we play that game that you invented way long time ago where we guess the calories? Because you're way off.
I'm gonna end this round, and I want to just say that this is the reason I love this game, is that no one was invested when we started, but now you're pissed.
Yeah. New motto for the Never
That was my
Games.
initial hope when I invented this game way back when.
And I'm giving this round to Connor.
Thank you.
Fucking
Come
bullshit.
on, are you
Thank
serious?
God damn it.
Although I
Get
believe that
Absolutely not.
of those
blocks and
three, corned beef
bagels.
hash is the best.
Yeah.
A
It
can of corned
obviously
beef hash
is.
is the best. But
So was my argument.
I
wasn't.
appreciated what Connor was going for there.
Thank you.
All right, round 3. Oh, this is a good one. I think you guys will enjoy this. The best love it now, hate it later item on the Taco Bell menu. Noel, A, B, or C?
Wait, in terms of what? Like how much
Yeah, I
we
feel
hate
like-
it, or like
I
in
feel like
terms of
every
how much we
item
love
is
it,
that.
or like what's the argument here?
The argument is I can't wait to eat this. It's gonna make me feel like shit.
That's all of them.
That's everything.
That's
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, but you need to say why yours is the one that'll do it the
That's
most.
Taco Bell's slogan.
My thing is that everything at Taco Bell is just a repackaging
It's
of the same thing.
Yeah. This is going to be a tricky topic.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I'll choose the worst one again. A.
You get the Crunch Wrap Supreme.
Oh man, that's the best one.
That is a good one.
Connor, do you want B or C?
I want C.
That is the nacho cheese Doritos Locos Taco.
Ooh.
And Trevor, that leaves you with the quesarito.
Jesus. I don't even know what that is.
It's
Don't
a
Google it,
quesadilla
that's fine.
and a
Guesses,
burrito.
yeah. I assume it's something from Taco Bell. It's all the same
Noel,
shit.
start us off with that Crunch Wrap Supreme.
So why is it good and why am I going to hate it 6 hours later?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, all right, well, here we go. Crunch Wrap Supreme. It's it's everything you want you can leave the drive-through and eat it in the car. You can't really do that with anything else. Burrito will fall on your lap. Taco, you're just gonna push that thing on the floor. Forget about it. Quesadilla. Do they sell quesadillas anymore? I know they're trying to get rid of a lot of stuff. Nacho cheesy potatoes. Forget about it. Not a thing. With Crunchwrap Supreme, and especially now during the whole quarantine times, you can order that online, customize it however you want, and then they have something called the Knoll style, which is extra nacho cheese, extra sour cream, super saucy. And you know what else is going to be super saucy? Your poops. Your poops are going to be super saucy. And not only that, it's going to last a good 18 hours. So you're going to remember so many times, whether they are the ups, the downs, the goods, and the browns, with a Crunchwrap Supreme.
The goods and the browns.
Yeah. And with that, you are good to go.
All right. So in terms of the love it now column, first of all, you got tacos, which I mean are great anytime, anytime. And it's especially from Taco Bell because like you go in knowing that it's like not meat, it's like not real food, and that applies to any of these options here. But what the other options don't have that I do is the added bonus of wrapping that little bad boy in fucking Doritos, in a little Dorito nacho cheese Dorito shell. So what you're doing is you're combining like amazing stoner food with amazing stoner food. So your little stonery heart is super, super excited. But what's not so great is that on the way back out, you're going to feel that nacho cheese, buddy. You got them spicy poops. So you got all them liquid bullshit awful poops that you're going to get with the Crunchwrap Supreme or the quesarito. But you're going to feel that nacho cheese, that little extra spice, that little lift coming back out. So the expectations and the happiness are at a certain level, and then the shit level is just, the difference here is just unbelievable. So
for those of you at home, Connor is spreading out his arms to indicate a big difference.
yeah, it's a huge difference. Like it's like the Superman at Six Flags, that first drop where you're like, "Whoa, my God, Doritos Locos Taco! Oh my God, my bathroom!" And that's that's my experience with the Doritos Locos Taco.
All right.
Trevor, why do you think that it's the quesarito?
Look, we said it at the top. Everything's the same at Taco Bell. We all know this. It's as if you're not gonna have fiery shits after whatever it is you do to yourself at Taco Bell. I only have one word to add to this. Queso.
Oh, that's it. Okay. Good job. Good job.
You said everything else. Look, we all know exactly what Taco Bell is going to do to you. We all know that every single thing on the menu is pretty much the exact same. The only difference here, queso.
Well,
as if, look, every cheese that they use is going to be a fake cheese, but it doesn't get faker than queso.
Queso in my Crunchwrap.
Is it the main ingredient?
It is on mine.
No likes it extra saucy.
I would think
like a puppet show.
Honestly, I would think that the queso would work in your advantage though, because cheese does the opposite of giving you the poops. It binds you up.
Oh no, not for me.
Well, if you're lactose intolerant, then that's a different story.
If you're eating Taco Bell, you don't want that shit staying around.
Yeah.
That's what I got.
I'm gonna go with Noel on this one.
Yeah, the ups, the downs, the goods, and the browns.
That is the reason that you wanted the sentence: the ups, the downs, the goods, and the browns.
Yeah.
All right. So that brings us to 1 point each. We got 2 rounds left. This next round, I hope, is a round that Connor's gonna really enjoy, but also Trevor.
Awesome.
Because it's superheroes, but shitting on them.
Jesus Christ.
So I need to know, why is this character the worst superhero?
God
damn. The worst superhero. All right, cool.
And Trevor, I think that you get first pick.
It just won't matter. A
is Spider-Man.
That's too bad, buddy.
BC.
B
is Batman.
Oh, no.
That leaves Noel with Superman.
No! The guy who's so super, it's in his name?
That's Noel, you have like a shoe-in, honestly.
Okay.
That sounded like your opening argument almost.
Yeah.
So, Trevor, why do you think that Spider-Man is the worst superhero?
Spider-Man's generic. Spider-Man, look, we all know superheroes, their parents die. Spider-Man was the last one to come around to that. Spider powers are... Don't look at me like that, Connor. First, okay. So Spider-Man's powers are that he shoots webs out of his hands. I'm being told no.
Depending which arc you're talking about, that is a valid point.
I'll give you it's Tobey Maguire.
He can't even keep his arcs straight. Good God. Spider-Man is bad. Spider-Man...
Spider-Man bad.
Spider-Man bad. Bad spiders. Spiders are scary. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna just roll on this. Spiders bad. Okay. It's only got 2 eyes. The end.
All right.
Can you top that, Connor?
I have literally nothing to go.
I'm gonna try. All right.
Oh my God.
I'm just laughing at Noel now.
I broke Null. Oh, yeah, that was kind of half my strategy. I was hoping Connor could not make it through as well.
Null is completely sober too.
Okay, Connor, just go. Just go.
I can't. You have to put yourself on mute if you want me to say anything. All right.
Okay.
All right. Well, on the vein of Spider-Man bad, Batman not goodly. But yeah, no. So we're talking about superheroes, right? So
I guess still.
No, I mean we're talking about superheroes. Like they're called superheroes because they have superpowers. Batman doesn't have any superpowers. He's just a dude whose superpower is that he's rich. Like that's his superpower, really, is that he's rich. And then he has like all these gadgets, most of which were gifted to him by a defunct member of his father's corporation, Lucius Fox, who no longer works there and is just kept on retainer by Bruce Wayne. Also, here's the thing: what Trevor touched on is that like a lot of superheroes.
I touched on something.
Yeah, a lot of superheroes' origins have to do with like their parents dying. Yeah, so that happened to Batman, but like his whole like character comes from the fact that he's afraid of bats. He freaked out when he was a kid because of bats, and then he's like, "Oh, I know what's scary. I know what scares me. Bats." Yeah. Let's talk about one time that Batman died. He didn't die. He got punched so hard that he went back in time. The whole arc was him moving through different time periods, where one period was prehistoric, where he killed a giant bat and wore its skin as his bat costume, because he's now in prehistoric times and can't get away from the fact that he's obsessed with bats. Like, you're not scaring people anymore.
Is that real?
That is real.
Yes.
That is real.
He got punched
hit
so
with, like,
hard he had to pull a quantum leap.
He got punched and hit with like a ray from Dark Side.
And
Darkseid's laser beams.
Darkseid laser beams sent him back in time, and so the first place he goes is prehistoric times. And even then, where there's no humans around, he still feels like he has to don a bat costume to scare the dinosaurs. Like what?
And fight caveman crime.
Right, and not only that, but his like greatest foes are a clown, a dude who tells riddles, and a guy who's obsessed with penguins. So like, case closed, dude. Like, yeah, you got some martial arts skills, but other than that, you just got a fancy costume.
All right, decent points. No, why does Superman suck?
Yeah, why does Superman not so Superman? All right, so Superman. Oh God, he's okay. Well, compliment sandwich. Start with the goods. He's got like every superpower. So, he's got the super strength. He can fly. He can look through walls. He can, I don't know, fire breath, frost breath too. Probably it's probably in one of those weird non-canonical
frost breath
comics.
is canon.
Yeah. Is it really?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Fire breath is not.
Not yet. But the one thing that he's really bad at, he's so dumb. He also hates people. He's a dumb loner who loves being in his fortress of solitude in Green Antarctica Snow Village. It's cold. I don't fucking know. It's cold and made out of ice, and it's big old diamonds everywhere. He likes being by himself, even though he's got this girlfriend who he doesn't really date. He just kind of leashes her on like some sort of dick. Also, like I said, he's dumb. He can fucking fly around the world and go back in time to solve crimes. Why doesn't he just fly back in time and to where there's no crimes, to where he doesn't have to do anything, or to where he can figure out how to do everything? There's like all these comics where he's like, "Oh no, I'm going to die." Not if you go back in time. Just fix everything like that. And also, who's allergic to a diamond, like a crystal? Who's allergic to a crystal that you can die by touching a rock? Superman. I don't know. It's Superman. He's so great. I don't know.
Actually, it's not an allergy. It's a piece of his home world.
Oh my god.
To quote Connor from the first round of Defend Yourself, Sir. It comes as no surprise who the winner of this round is. I'm giving the point to Connor.
Hey.
But Spider-Man bad.
But Spider-Man.
Spider-Man bad.
Spider's
I was
bad.
set up to lose
Spider's
this one.
Scary.
Spider's scary. I was just like building like a fucking brain. Fuck you.
Wait, so Connor, I'm curious. What do you think the shoe-in was for Superman?
That is just extremely generic. He was like the template for all superheroes after him, where it's just like he's just better than like when he started out, he didn't have like all these powers, so he was just like, oh, he's just like better than other people. Like his first issue like showed him like holding up a car, and people were like, he's a guy holding up a car? That's impossible. And like as he progressed, they were like, how do we make him interesting? And they just kept throwing all these shitty powers at him, just like, let's just keep adding this. And like,
wait, also. Point to Superman. He wears his underwear on the outside.
Well, so does Batman.
Point, please. Point, please.
And in some iterations, Batman has suit nipples.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, you still won that.
Yeah. Batman went to the effort of putting on clothes but still being anatomically correct. Yeah. Okay. So last round.
God damn it.
All right. This one.
Greatest Bruins ever.
I just want
Come on, make it even.
I just want a good one.
Best ice cream flavor.
Oh, I don't even like
Anybody upset by that?
Not yet.
I will be.
I will be.
You'll find a way.
All right, Connor, first pick.
Wait, so it's 2 to 1 to 1 right now, right?
Yeah.
So what happens if either one of them get this point? You have a backup?
I'll make up another category.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with C.
C, you get Moose Tracks.
I don't even know what that is.
It is vanilla ice cream with peanut butter cups and fudge.
Okay.
That's what Moose Tracks is?
I thought it was chocolate ice cream.
I thought it was something more intuitive than just... Okay.
Okay, cool.
Noel, do you want A or B?
The easier one.
All right. So
B.
A or B? B. Mint chocolate chip.
Yes.
Ooh.
And Trevor.
Yep.
You get cookies and cream.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. Connor, you want to start us off?
Sure. So Moose Tracks. Moose good. So Moose Tracks. Yeah, I mean it's really it's got everything. So you've got it's like I feel like the other two options are a little one note, but you're starting off with a vanilla base, so nice creamy, soft, sweet vanilla ice cream. Then you toss in some peanut butter in there, so you've got a little bit of salt character. You're balancing your sweet and salty, and then you just take it to the next level where you add in all that fudge. So that chocolate fudge, because everybody loves chocolate and everybody loves peanut butter. Like one of America's favorite candies is the peanut butter cup because it's a marriage of two beautiful, beautiful things. Again, that sweet and salty, the chocolate and the peanut butter. But now you're setting it in this beautiful little canister that is the vanilla ice cream. Also, it's a delightful name. It's called Moose Tracks. That's adorable. You ever seen a moose? They're gorgeous. You ever heard a horny moose? Kind of scary. But it makes you want some ice cream. You know what that moose needs? Some ice cream, and then it won't be so fucking angry all the time. Yeah, Moose Tracks. Get it in you.
Okay, some good insights there. Noel, what do you think about mint chocolate chip?
Okay. Let me paint you a picture. It's hot.
Noel's fucking ready.
It's hot. It's hot out. It's summer. It's hot. It's humid, and you need a little frozen treat.
What's the temperature like though?
Hot. It's hot. You just did the lawn. You were trimming the hedges, doing all the outside stuff. Oh boy, am I hot! I'm sweaty. I got to do something. Gonna get some lemonade. Very good. Not really hitting the spot. I'm gonna get some ice cream. I'm gonna get some chocolate chip ice cream because I love the chocolate. I love the the vanilla. I'm going to mix those together. Better, but not best. You want to feel the cold in the frozen ice cream, but you also want the mental coolness of a little dab of mint. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's not going to taste like toothpaste, guys. It's not going to be all mint like some psychopath ice cream, okay? This is just a little mint chocolate chip. You want to add a little bit extra to it? Sure, you can add a little bit of milk to it. Shake it around a bunch. You get a nice little mint chocolate chip milkshake, and oh man, it's so good. It's so cool and so good, so refreshing. And you finish with the milkshake. Guess what? Little chocolate droppings in the bottom. You scoop them on up. Yum. Dessert free or dessert? Only with mint chocolate chip.
I feel like you were trying to say the word refreshing for like 45 seconds and couldn't figure out what the word was.
Oh no. Yeah, cool in more ways than one.
Okay. Makes me want a milkshake.
Yeah, a mint chocolate chip. Or, okay, sorry, a frap if you're one of them people.
What does that mean?
I think it's just a milkshake. It's like a regional name.
No, I'm not saying what does frap mean. I mean, what do you mean by if you're one of those people?
If you live in the Midwest or something where you call it a frap. I don't
Oh, okay.
What did you frap
people? Let me start off by talking about Noel's argument.
The world changed more ways than one on September 11th, 2001.
Ice cream being cold, not an argument. Sorry, Noel.
More ways than one. 4-dimensional cold.
Having little extras at the bottom of your frap. Yeah, I'm one of those people.
What do you mean, one of those people?
I'm going to go ahead and say that applies to all of these.
Yeah, but
I think
I said it.
Cool.
Exactly.
I think we can just kind of wipe out Noel's argument. Connor brought up a great point. You know, the little candies in his ice cream. Well, that's neat.
Can still apply to
unless
any
you're
one
allergic
of us.
to peanut butter. So that just takes out a huge portion of the population. Be inclusive, okay?
What's with this librarian voice?
Yeah, what's happening here? I feel like I'm in
Trevor's
trouble.
going on the offensive. Clearly.
Yeah, I am.
Oh my god.
So
Yeah, I think I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Cookies and cream. Also, adorable name. Moose Tracks. Psh. That's on the ground. I don't want to eat the ground. Cookies and cream. The Oreo Corporation, known as America's favorite cookie. Yeah, sure, you may think that America's favorite candy is the peanut butter cup, but no. That's the Reese's cup. That's not what's in Moose Tracks. It's one of those shitty knockoff Reese's. Cookies and cream.
So far, it seems like Trevor's argument is the name of his ice cream.
Yeah.
I haven't heard
Cookies
an
and
argument
cream.
yet,
It's made of crunched up Oreos. Something. Cookies and cream. So delicious. Cookies and cream.
I feel like you're trying to figure out a catchphrase and you have a list of all of them and you're just reading the list.
Noel, you had your time to speak. It is my turn to speak.
Oh my god.
Cookies and cream is so good that the Oreo Corporation put cookies and cream in their cookies. It is Oreo. Cookies and cream is Oreo. It's cookies and cream
I
ice cream
remember
is
that
so
reference.
good that they actually added the delicious cookies and cream ice cream to the original recipe. Cookies and cream.
I can't tell when you're done because you just keep
Yeah.
saying cookies and cream, and I'm not
Yeah,
sure
this-
if that's an end or like the beginning to another point.
I also feel like this is the longest haiku ever.
Cookies and cream. The best ice cream.
We might have to actually do the Never Games first replay. I'm not sure if Trevor said anything in the past minute and a half.
I said a lot of things. Okay, fine. Speed round. Noel, all your arguments are trash. Connor, you hate people who are allergic to peanuts. Noel, every fucking frap with anything in it has shit at the bottom. Connor, I don't want to eat moose shit. Cookies and cream.
I'm not talking about shit. I'm talking about their little feetsies.
Well, you're right. That was the speed round.
You're not talking about their little feetsies. You're talking about their big feces. That's what your ice cream tastes like.
That's not true.
Oh, shots fired.
boy.
Yeah,
Cookies and cream.
I'm gonna give this round to Connor.
Thank you.
Fuck that! Goddamn garbage!
Well, so
Cookies and
here's
cream.
what I will say is that it was a tight race between Connor and Noel, but I actually thought that Trevor did a pretty good job of invalidating Noel's arguments.
Thanks, Trevor, you dick.
I invalidated Connor's also.
No, you didn't.
You had a second-rate knockoff candy in your thing.
I think most of them are Reese's peanut butter cups. I would think.
No, absolutely
They're
not.
crunched up.
No,
Little
they're
crumbles.
knockoff versions.
Little
Can
crumbly boys.
we do the bonus round? I kind of want to do one more, just even if it doesn't matter.
Sure, I do have a bonus round.
Let's do it.
Noel, I think you get first pick on this one. This one is best 30 Rock character.
Oh no!
I'm gonna take the L on this. You guys can argue because I've never seen a single episode of the show.
I've seen it once when we first started this show.
I've never watched the show.
Do you have another one?
Yeah, because that's
No.
that's an
What?
easy win for Trevor.
Yeah.
I
I'll
see. I
take
thought
that
that 30
win.
Rock was something that everyone enjoyed here on the pod, but
Never watched it.
all right.
Oh, you're missing out.
Yeah, I've got one more. It is flavors of Sam Adams.
Okay.
I remember the last time I had a Sam Adams.
Yeah.
All
I'll
right.
probably know some of these.
So Noel, A, B, or C?
C.
All right, that is the Sam Adams Winter Lager.
B.
Trevor.
I'll go A.
All right, that is the Oktoberfest.
Ooh.
Fuck.
And that leaves Connor with the Boston Lager. Noel, you start.
Oh, it's me. Oh no, God no. Okay. Winter Lager. It's all there. It's there in the name. Capturing one season in 12 delicious ounces. Oktoberfest. Sure. It's a party. It happens. What, 2 weeks? For 2 weeks? Yeah. What? Fine. For 2 weeks. Tastes like brown. Tastes like brown beer. Brown German beer.
What color is Winter Lager?
I would also like the answer to that question.
It is a pale straw color.
That's not true.
Well, anything is brown if it's in a brown bottle, Connor, as is your classic Vienna lager, i.e. Boston lager, which... Who you fooling?
I haven't even said anything
Boston and
yet.
Vienna. Boston and Vienna. They're, I don't know what Mr. Jim Cook was thinking of, where a Vienna lager would come from Boston. I don't think so. Winter lager, you got it all. You got the light flavor. You got the complex spices. You don't have any of that in either of those other beers. Those are traditional sort of Reinheitsgebot beers, where it's just barley, it's just hops, and it's just yeast. You gotta work with some adjuncts. You gotta work with some nutmeg. You gotta work with some cinnamon. You gotta just combine it all into a wonderful medley of frosty refreshment on the coldest of days, in front of the warmest of fires, in your loveliest of hearts. Winter lager.
Okay. Impassioned. Trevor.
Picture yourself.
Oh God.
An autumn evening. You're walking Through the woods, the leaves have changed the color. Some of them are starting to fall. It's a little chilly out, but still nice. You're enjoying your walk. You've got another layer on for the first time in the year. You get home, what do you want? You want a drink. You want to have a nice beer, something to sip on. You want something delicious. You don't want a winter lager. You don't want to think about how cold it is. You don't want something generic. I've drank so many Boston lagers in my time, I never want to have another one. That beer is trash. Oktoberfest. Now that's a great beer. Sam Adams Oktoberfest, one of the best.
These pauses are killing me.
I'm seeing Connor making faces down there and it's throwing off my groove. I tried to come in with a different energy this time. Picture yourself.
It's a lot of picturing.
Yeah. Out on your back patio. There's a chill in the air. You think when you wake up in the morning, there might be a little frost on the ground, but you don't want to think about that. You want to think about the evening that you're having. You want to think about the great taste of Samuel Adams Oktoberfest.
I feel like Trevor's trying to seduce me.
Yeah. Is it working?
Is it working?
Oh,
Picture
God.
yourself in bed.
Whoa.
Oh,
Hey.
he is in
Oh.
bed.
I am.
Hey.
Not a leap for him right now.
Oktoberfest.
Okay.
Did you just lick your mic?
No.
No.
All right.
Wait, what were your main reasons? I missed.
You heard my arguments.
I heard it. I got it.
Do you know how sales works? You sell the products product to product.
You sell the experience.
Shh. It's just Trevor whispering.
It's
Picture
just
yourself.
yeah. So Sam Adams Boston Lager. It's a rich amber lager, brewed in the traditional style. Got yourself some C77 malt going in there, giving it that nice, rich, beautiful amber color. Nothing too heavy, so it's nice and crisp, really easy going down. Maybe about 4.8%, so you can drink a whole bunch of them without getting too wasty. And there's a reason that it's the #1 Sam Adams seller, like time and time again. It's a really easy drinking lager. It's something that you can enjoy all year round. You don't have to wait for a specific time of year to enjoy it. You can have it whenever you want. And Noel, I'm glad you brought up the Reinheitsgebot because there's a reason that there's a whole ass country and hundreds of years of tradition that specify that what a beer is supposed to be. And what a beer is supposed to be.
That's true, but it's also called the German purity law and not the Czech Republic purity law.
It's
where the
called the Bavarian purity law, actually. Don't say German. They'll get mad at you.
Okay, well, is Czech Republic over there? I don't think so.
Do you know
And I'm not talking
do
about Czech Republic. I'm talking about Austria,
you know where beer was invented?
Central Europe.
Germany.
Okay, that's not Austria.
Doesn't matter.
It's a Vienna lager.
Doesn't matter.
Oktoberfest.
Doesn't matter when you pull it down. When you get right down to basics, when you pull it apart, when you really look at it, and you analyze each individual segment, when you get your nose in it, and all your taste buds, when you think about it, when you inspect it to its fullest extent, and you anticipate all the eventual consequences. It's a beer. It's a beer drinker's beer.
Okay.
And what we're talking about is beer. So it is a pure beer, drunk by beer drinkers that everybody can enjoy. You're talking about two specific types of beer. Not everybody's gonna dig that.
It sounds like Connor's talking about Bud Light.
Everybody's gonna get
It's
into
a
the
beer.
Boston
I
Lager.
want to drink beer. I'm going to drink a beer.
Hey, I'm Brett Kavanaugh
want
now.
that nice
Honestly,
flavor.
if I
It's
had
about 4.8%.
if I had Boston Lager, that would have been my main argument too. It's like there's too many sours, there's too many fruited milkshake IPAs. you gotta just have a beer, man. Just have a beer.
It's for the
and
masses. It's for everybody.
Chill, but it
Light.
is cold out, and you need to be next to a fire. You need to have that little something extra, a little spicy, a little spicy. I don't want to go overboard. The winter lager, it's all there.
All right.
Picture
Going,
yourself
guys.
Yeah, we gotta call this.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so
Me
tired.
Me too.
I want you to picture this. Trevor wins this round. But Connor wins the game because he still has the most points.
Yay!
Congratulations, Connor. You win your own game.
Whee!
All right, let's do some fake ads.
Yeah, let's do some big ads. Today's episode of the Never Games was brought to you by Cookies and Cream. The best ice cream. So good. The cookie even added it to it.
What?
Today's episode of the Never Games was brought to you by Spiderman bad. He bad. Spider's bad. Spider's scary. Man bad. Man no good.
Spider the 8 eyes. Spider-Man only has 2.
It doesn't make any
Didn't
sense.
even get the cool stuff.
Yeah.
Today's episode is also brought to you by the Crunch Wrap Supreme. You want to eat it while you're driving, but be miserable for 18 hours in 6 hours? Crunch Wrap Supreme.
If Spider-Man was real, he would be shooting those.
What are you talking about, Trevor?
He'd be shooting those webs out his ass like a real spider. Yeah. Think about how cool that is.
Well, if
Kinda
you want to talk about
cool.
weird,
Now I'm coming up with arguments. God damn.
if you want to talk about weird superhero facts, we can just talk about how Wolverine is never circumcised. But okay,
It's true. It'll just
it's
heal.
true. It just grows back.
Just keep healing.
This episode is brought to you by Budweiser.
By
For when you
Wolverine's foreskin.
Yeah. Wolverine's foreskin. It's always there when you need it. It's brought to you by Budweiser. For when you just want to have a beer, for any occasion, the ups, the downs, the good, and the crowns. Yeah, it has a crown
yeah,
as a
a crown.
label. Yeah, sure. Grab some suds and some buds.
All right.
Wolverine. I love that fact. That's such a great.
Oh God, it makes me uncomfortable.
My favorite Wolverine fact, which does not involve his penis, is that he's incapable of building muscle mass.
Yeah, but that's like fun fact number 30. All the other ones involve his penis.
Well, if you've enjoyed this
He's
episode
also
of the
like
Never
5'2".
Games, yeah.
He's a real little guy.
If you've enjoyed this episode of the Never Games, you can like, follow, and subscribe to us anywhere that great podcasts are found. Like us on Facebook, find us on Twitter, hit up our Instagram. Find us, tell your friends about us. We love that word of mouth.
Yeah, and we also have a Patreon. Go to patreon.com/thenevergames to support us in any way you can. Whether it's a little bit or you want to give us your entire life savings, we would be grateful no matter how much you give. And we also have amazing prizes, including give a point to any host that's only named Noel. And you can also run a game of direct sales disasters, or we can give you a year's supplies worth of t-shirts as long as you only wear 2 t-shirts. It's a great deal. So go to patreon.com/thenevergames.
You can also send us an email, hello@thenevergames.com. We're going through our favorite games of the season, but we want to know what yours have been. Send us an email, hello@thenevergames.com. Maybe we'll try and fit one in sometime soon.
And at the end of that email address, you might have heard thenevergames.com. That is our website. On that website, you can find all of our episodes, comment on those episodes, check out what we're into via the Multimedia Minute, talk with other fans, learn about us, and check out our scoreboard. You also have access to all the music you heard in this and every other episode of the Never Games. That music is done by a band called Good Damn It that features Noel on the drums and Trevor on the everything else.
Yes, and we are in the halfway point of our month-long vacation. Next week, who's it going to be? It's either going to be you. It's one of us.
It's going to be Connor next week.
Connor first. Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought it was on
next
my
week.
birthday.
No, that's a separate episode.
Oh, okay.
That's the Schwasty episode.
Yeah, pizza episode.
And the pizza episode. Next week we'll be focusing on everything that Connor loved in the past 20 episodes, the past first season of the games. So we hope you can stick with us for that. It will be equally as funny, if not funnier than this one. We're always trying to one-up ourselves and be better at it. So this has been the Never Games. My name has been also, and will always be Noel McGinnis.
My name has been also, and is currently, maybe not forever, Trevor Kelly.
My name is Tom O'Brien, as far as you know.
I am Connor Provost. Good night, sweethearts.
And once again, this is the Never Games Do We Play Games.
Spider-Man bad.
Circumcised and I dare you.
That's Noel's entire multimedia minute.
This is
I brought pictures.
Graphs and figures. This has been a Sticker Puck Studios production.
Spider-Man bad spiders. Spiders are scary. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna